you son of a bitch. Cause Punch Drunk loves ya.
What up? What up? Y'all already know this is Punch Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Move. Sean himself. Again is the Terrence Bud Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez marathon. Yeah, man, we still gotta be talking about this. There's so many angles to create content, so many angles to just talk about this fight. Why is Canelo Alvarez going to beat Terrence Bud Crawford? Why people think Terrence Bud Crawford going to beat Canelo Alvarez? Is it a technical thing? Is it a race thing? Is a culture thing? Is it that people just hate Canelo Alvarez and want to see him lose because he didn't give the boxing fans what most of us wanted to see, the David Benavidez fight? Is it that people are just getting it's getting boring with Canelo Alvarez being the face of boxing and the top dog and the guy that moved the needles? Is it they want is that they respect both Canelo Alvarez and both Terrence Bud Crawford, right? But is that they want to see something special? They want to see something that was never done before, and Terrence Bud Crawford becoming a 3 division world champion, right? It's a lot of ways to see these things. A lot of ways, a lot of ways. What's good? What's good? Boxing, Box, Latino, TV, in the building. Dímelo, one of the members of Punch on Boxing. Let's go, man. If you haven't become a member of Punch on Boxing, join Box Latino TV. What's good? What's good? What's good? La Mexica in the building. What's good? Um, the delusion. Is it delusional to think that Terrence Crawford is going to beat Canelo Alvarez at 168? Let's lie. For the newcomers, for the casuals, and for the hardcores that has become casuals, because it seems like that's what's going on. Seems like that's what's going on. That the hardcores have declined. You know what I'm saying? Into being a casual. They don't want to study the game. They don't want to do film study. Seems like we adopted the mindset of the casuals. You know what I'm saying? Um, is it delusional to think that Terrence Bud Crawford, after moving up to the 154-pound division, listen to the question, is it delusional? Is it delusional for me or others to think, or anybody, that Terrence Crawford will move up to 168 and beat Canelo Alvarez after, as I've been documented and pointing this out time and time again, Terrence Bud Crawford, before that Turkey money was on the table, did not think that it was a realistic fight between him and Canelo Alvarez and him moving up to 168, because he did say that his max will be at 154, right? I'm gonna keep on playing into the fight. I'm gonna keep on playing the audio to the fight, because I just want to speak in truth. I want to speak in logic. You know what I'm saying, folks? We gotta speak in logic. You know what I'm saying? We're already living in a society today that people love perception and not reality. That's what's happening in the world today, ladies and gentlemen. The people is in tune with perception and not reality. Too many people are comfortable with the lie instead of being comfortable with the truth. And the truth truly does not hurt. I don't know what people think. The truth truly does not hurt. It don't hurt. Why don't you want to be in truth? Why don't you want to be real? Why don't you want to make sense? Right? Terrence Bud Crawford in an interview with High 97 Ebro and Peter Rosenberg said that at 154, that's his max. He don't see himself versus the Canelo Alvarez. He said he respect weight classes. So him saying that, knowing that it was coming from a humble place, realistic place, because there was no money on the table for a Canelo Alvarez fight, so there was no potential fight back then when he said it. right? And we saw that truth of Terrence Bud Crawford come to fruition. It did make sense what he was saying because in all actuality, the fact is that when he moved up to the 154-pound division, it looked like that's where he maxed out. Terrence Bud Crawford said he will max out at 154. And Bud Crawford looked every bit of him maxing out at 154. Those are the facts. If we could point out a fight that made Bud Crawford look ordinary, what would that fight be? Against who? Against who, ladies and gentlemen? Help me out. If I'm saying something out of order, if I'm saying something that doesn't make sense, let me know. In Bud Crawford's elite career, elite fights, what was the fight that he looked ordinary? Just a question. What was the fight in Bud Crawford's elite fights? While he was an elite fighter, pound for pound fighter, did he look ordinary? Hmm? Come on, folks. I know we know our boxing. There's no need for us to downplay our intellect because that's the only thing that we're doing if we don't keep it real. It's like looking at yourself in the mirror and saying that and just lying to yourself. Why are we in the business of lying to ourselves? Why? What is the catch? Are anybody's paying us to lie to yourself? Because I'm gonna tell you like this: a human that can lie to himself can lie to anybody in the world. He can lie to his mom, his kids. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we all know that Bud Crawford looked at ordinary versus Madrimov. It was his fourth division, 37 years old, layoff. We could put any way we could look at it. At the end of the day, Bud Crawford said it himself and told the whole world where he thought he was gonna max out. And he maxed out. He maxed out at 154. Why would after that, what intellect and what brain cells, what type of brain cells would tell anybody that after his performance versus Madrimov, a 9-0 guy that have not done nothing in the pros, never be really nobody in the pros, no world champion, no ex-world champions, no elite fighter, no pound for pound fighter. But Crawford said he will max out at 154. It looked like every little bit of it when he got to 154 that he was max out, and it was against Madrimov. Why would then? How would any brain cells and what any idea, unless that I'm hypnotized or somebody got a gun on my head saying I got to pick Bud Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez at 168? It make no sense. It just makes no sense. I don't want to feel like I want to disrespect any legends of the game. Yo, this is call that's just going off every time. Dang, what the hell, man? I never heard of. Yo, there's a car out here, man, for real, man. I don't even know where you put it in the law, man. Nobody wants your damn car. You got like a 1990, like a 1997 Honda that probably got like 400,000 miles. It's crazy. He should have proved himself with another fight before Canelo. Crawford been a weight bully his whole career, and the moment he fought someone in his size, Madrimov, he lost. Facts. And the thing is that people, if I'm keeping it real, if I'm making sense, I'm bringing facts. Why that results to hate? Why people confuse that with hate? It's kind of weird. Like in this community, you truly can't be real. People respect trolls more than you know what I'm saying, more than like real talk. And then people would be like, "Yo, but who are you? You never step inside the ring punch. You don't know. You don't know. Look, you know what I'm saying? This fighter said that he gonna win. This fighter said this. Hold on, give me a second. This fighter said that. This fighter said, well, who are you? Well, guess what? Fighters get punched in the head as well. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean they're right. You know how many fighters I know that don't even follow their own sport? I hate when people say that, but sure, you gotta understand, but you ain't a fighter. Yeah, well, fighters get punched in the head in anyway, right? Fighters get punched in the head. All right. You got brain damage as well. All right. Maybe they ain't thinking straight. Maybe they trying to hold on to a relationship. Maybe they cool with Bud Crawford. They got a respect for Bud Crawford, so they don't want to act like they're not trying to give Bud Crawford a chance or nothing like that. Because then you're gonna have to face Bud Crawford. You already know that Bud Crawford's kind of emotional in the sense that, yo, you picked this person against me. He don't want to be your friend. Outside of boxing, I'm tired of society that being honest, righteous, real, truth is like the enemy. It's like the enemy now. To be real, to be truth, to be righteous, to love God, to be straight. It's like now, it's like in the world today, that's like the enemy. I'm not saying nothing that Terrence Book Crawford having insinuated in his interview before Turkey out Shea put that money on the table. I'm not saying nothing. I'm thinking that Terrence Book Crawford skillfully is a high skillful fighter. I always said that Terrence Book Crawford is a first ballot Hall of Fame, one of the greatest that ever laced them up of this generation, but his resume is third tier. Hall of Fame. I'm not saying that his resume is not Hall of Fame. I'm saying that Terrence Book Crawford, I've been saying this for a long time. Terrence Book Crawford is a first ballot Hall of Famer, yet his resume is third tier Hall of Fame compared to the people in the Hall of Fame already, and compared to the people that and compared to the fighters that people want to compare him to. Oh no, I'm saying he like Floyd Mayweather, he like Sugar Ray Leonard, he like no, he not, no, he not. Stop it, no, he's not. I don't understand why y'all go that far. I don't even know why y'all understand why y'all go that extreme. No. And then when it comes to Canelo Alvarez, it's just he's the greatest Mexican of all time. With Bud Crawford, he's one of you comparing him to the GOATs. With Canelo Alvarez, who's done more than Bud Crawford in the sense of his resume, or was an undisputed, is a four division world champion, right? Is a two-time undisputed champion. He just results to he's just the maybe the greatest Mexican of all time. So are people that's picking Bud Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez at 168, are they delusional? Or is it that they don't got no horse in the race? Or a person who doesn't got no horse in the race and they just want to pick for the underdog because, you know what I'm saying? If you don't got no horse in the race, you pick the underdog and it's all right. I'm just tired of the people that's trying to assess this fight or predict this fight. Like there's some geniuses and saying this is no, but Crawford is going to knock out Canelo Alvarez in the 10th, 11th round. You ain't never seen Canelo Alvarez even being close to getting stumbled. You ain't never seen Canelo Alvarez in the past 10 years even do the salsa, the bachata, the merengue. What are you coming up with this? Knowing that we all know as hardcore boxing fans that Canelo Alvarez arguably has the greatest chin in the history of the sport of boxing. In 100 plus years sport of boxing, Canelo Alvarez has one of the greatest chins that we ever seen. Because you know why we know that he got one of the greatest chins that we ever seen? Because he went up in weight and fought punchers after punchers, the greatest punchers and devastating punchers that this generation had to offer. And that mother effer didn't even flinch. He didn't even flinch. Oh. Now I have to mind F myself and think that a Bud who maxed out at 154 versus Madrimov, a 9-0 guy that never beat nobody, never was a world champion, never beat a world champion, not a pound for pound, no elite, no nothing. Right? Fight Fury Films in the building. Con lo 20 pesos. The super chatty patty K. Me dice, what's good, Punch Me Hermano? Do you believe that Crawford will bring his running shoes or do you think he will stay in the pocket? Good looking out, man. God bless you with the 20 beans. I think that Crawford is going to resort to what Bud Crawford feels like he does best. I believe that Bud Crawford is not only just a boxer, but he's truly a fighter. If you understand what I'm trying to say, like there's a lot of guys that just grew up in the gym and they truly never had a fist fight. They know how to fight in a fair fight. But Crawford has a mean streak to him. He's street, he fights, he boxes. And at the age of 30, gonna be 38, right? This month. Um, I think that Bud Crawford has pride. Bud Crawford is competitive. And I do believe that the reason why I say he's gonna get knocked out is because of all of that. Nobody questions the heart. We ain't questioning the heart of Thomas Hearns or Roberto Duran or guys. They're one of the greatest people that ever that got laid out. We don't question the heart of Mike Tyson. But if you're an offensive fighter and you go and you go out there to fight and hurt your opponent, you're gonna get laid out at the same time. As much as you lay out somebody, you're gonna get laid out too. Muhammad Ali got laid out. Mike Tyson got laid out. Vander Holyfield, Roberto Duran, Thomas Hearns. Our greatest offensive fighters. Nonito Donaire got laid out by Inoue. Look how Nonito Donaire was fighting Inoue. Even at his age, he was just throwing down. You know why? Because what could be expected? And that's a good comparison right there. Let me say that. Nonito Donaire is gonna be a future Hall of Famer, right? Nonito Donaire was going. He was trying to. He kept on fighting, trying to hit him with the left hook. Inoue in the first fight, and the second fight. Donito Donaire is too old to change his ways. He went out being an offensive fighter. Manny Pacquiao goes out his way. Even when he's fighting Marquez, even when Marquez, he was still throwing punches like he wanted to. Like even when he got dropped, he kept on going because it's only that way. The reason why Bud Crawford is going to get laid out by Canelo Alvarez because I believe that Bud Crawford is a dog. I believe that he's going to be competitive. I believe it. It's no disrespect. I don't think he's going to run. I think he's going to stand there and box and fight at the same time. And when the shit ain't working good and he's not outboxing no master class, we all know how Terrence Bud Crawford adjusts. Bud Crawford doesn't adjust to move around the ring, stay outside, play it safe. When Bud Crawford feels like he's in danger, Bud Crawford throws down. When Bud Crawford feels like he's in danger, Gamboa, he throws down. When Bud Crawford feels like he's in danger, Mean Machine, he adjusts and throws down. When Bomac is sending him in the corner that you lose in the fight versus Sean Porter, he throws down. He don't be like, you know what, man? I got this one. Just let me box around and let me do what Devin Haney does. Let me do what Keith Thurman did versus Danny Swift Garcia. Let me do what Shakur Stevenson did with Oscar Valdez. In the last couple rounds, let me just play it safe and run. And you ain't going to catch me. Let me just box. No. Terrence Bud Crawford, the way that he adjusts is different. You see Flo Mayweather? He just the same way. Nah, man. I'm going to outbox you, bro. I don't got to knock you out. Terrence Bud Crawford, if he doesn't get his way by outboxing you, he turns into Bud, his alter ego. And he tries to knock you out. And by him trying to knock you out, you going to get knocked out by Canelo. I be in this community, this boxing community, and always, there's always got to be a discussion. Every other live, if you on a panel, there's going to be somebody that's going to revolt to the past. There's always going to be somebody that's going to shame today with the past. And they're going to bring the names of Sugar Ray Leonard, Hagler, Hearns, and all of these guys, right? Let's be real, let's be honest. We wish that boxing was like what it used to be. Fight, Fury, Films, con lo vente peso. With the $20 beans, good looking out. God bless you. My brother said Canelo will be the most complete and dangerous fighter Crawford has ever fought. Facts. A lot of people always be like, there's people out there that's gonna really try to mind F you and say, I don't think that Canelo. I mean, look, I don't know if Canelo could deal with Bud Crawford. What? What? You don't know If Canelo Alvarez could deal with a butt, Canelo Alvarez dealt with a triple G, mother effer. Even if he lost a split decision or majority decision versus Floyd Mayweather at a young age, at the age of 23, he still held his own. Still held his own. Okay. Some people are gonna be like, but yo, he got schooled. He should have got schooled. He's 23 years old. He should have got schooled. But guess what? What Canelo Alvarez did with that schooling? Guess what Canelo Alvarez did with that education? Huh? He ain't do what Edgar Berlanga did. And shout out to Edgar Berlanga, New York City, Brooklyn. He ain't went to school. He failed right after that. Got knocked out by Shiraz. See, I come from an era that I'm not looking for a perfect fighter. I come from an era that you get knocked down and it was all right. You get right back up. And we analyze that fighter by when he get put down and get back up and adjust. We look at character. See, nowadays we don't look at that. See, the boxing world has become, the boxing community and stuff like that, the hardcore boxing fans has become so bougie. We became so rich. We don't look at fighters like we used to. If a fighters get chin checked, if a fighter get chin checked, right? If a fighter get chin checked, oh man, he don't got no chin. If a fighters get dropped, oh that's it, he exposed. He exposed. That's it. We don't give respect to that fighter that get chin checked. You know what I'm saying? He gets wobbled. He know how to survive. He makes an adjustment. Hey, yo, man, he got heart. He got balls. He got particular fortitude. Now we laugh. Yo, he got dropped. That's it. Imagine if this other person would have dropped him. He would have knocked him out. He never would have survived. We love Roberto Duran, but even before him losing to the guy to the likes of Thomas Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard, he lost to De Jesus. Hagler lost early on in his career as well. Marquez lost early in his career. Hopkins lost early in their career. Oscar de la Hoya used to get dropped. Tito Trinidad used to get dropped all the time, and his father used to smack him up in the corner. But we still respect him and we still love him. Hearns got knocked out in the third round by Hagler, but you know how many times do I have to hear throughout my life that one of the greatest fights that people ever seen in the sport of boxing was Hagler and Hearns, and that shit only lasted 3 rounds? Can you imagine if a fight today of elite fighters lasted 3 rounds? You will call Shakur Stevenson a bum if Teofimo Lopez knocks him out in 3 rounds. You will call Devin Haney a bum. You will call Devin Haney a bum if Shakur Stevenson knocks out Devin Haney in 3 rounds. You won't be like, oh man, that's one of the greatest fights I ever seen in my life. You'll be like, man, that shit lasted 5 mother effing rounds. 3 rounds. So put it this way, as much as we be like, we want fighters to be like it was back in the days, but ask yourself this: do you have the same spirit and education of the boxing fans of back in the days? You want fighters to fight like back in the days, but do you have that same education about the sport? Or are you a student of the game like the fans of back in the days? Because getting dropped, taking the L, all that, it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't really a big deal. Because I understand the business of boxing changed. Hagler lost. He'll come back right back the next month and fight and win. So by the time the end of the year, by the end of the year, by the end of the 12 months, he probably lost 1 out of 5 fights. So all you remember, okay, he got back to the winning column. And you see the title, right? The title and the thumbnail is that people are trying to sweep things under the rug. People's hate have gotten people so delusional for whatever reason. And I want to understand it. Because I'm in this community, so why not understand people? Why not understand a large how you say opinion or narrative, whether it's right, whether it's wrong? I want to know why is people massively hate Jermell Charlo that much? I want to understand how a person that cleaned out his whole division, and I've been following the channel, and I know there's been a lot of boxing content creators, there's been a lot of independent media that truly never respected the 154-pound division because they didn't have the lucrative names like that, but it did. For my channel, for the past 6 years, I've been saying that the 154-pound division is the most difficult division in the sport of boxing, the landmine division. This is the division that everybody struggle. Your favorite fighters come to the 154-pound division. They get a split decision win. They get dropped. They get exposed. It's the hardest division in the sport of boxing. It's the hardest pit stop from 147 to 160. I've been saying this for a while. And the reason why, I've heard this, 90% of the people believe that, oh, I mean, Bud is not going to perform like Jermell Charlo. I mean, you can't compare Jermell and you can't compare Jermell and Bud. You can't compare what? Why not? Why not? Undisputed that cleared his whole division. I mean, Bud never cleared his whole division like that. He beat Jeff Horn. He beat Earl Spence. Earl Spence had the 3 belts. Bud Crawford had 1 belt. He didn't just beat, like, this guy knocked out Brian Castano, knocked out Jason Rosario, knocked out Tony Harrison. Well, you think that Bud was just gonna walk through a Jermell Charlo? That's your imagination, really? Oh, what? Because you're trying to criticize Jermell Charlo, hate Jermell Charlo because Jermell Charlo is the one that jumped 2 division up. He was already an underdog. He was doing his brother's dirty work because his brother was supposed to get that fight, and his brother pulled out of the negotiations because he had to deal with family and mental issues. Remember? The next possible fight was supposed to be Jermell and Terrence Crawford, or Jermell and Tim Tszyu, a guy that already people were saying that was better than Jermell Charlo because y'all was hating on Jermell Charlo for whatever reason. That's why y'all are skipping what Jermell Charlo and how he performed versus Canelo Alvarez. You guys don't respect them. So you think that Bud is going to go to 168 and act like he's this other fighter that is levels and levels above Charlo and going to hurt Canelo. Going to be successful against Canelo because you don't respect Jermell Charlo. You also do not respect what Bud Crawford himself said about going to 154 and struggling with a Madrimov. You guys are mind effing yourself. You're becoming delusional because of your hate with Jermell Charlo because that performance should have humbled y'all because it actually humbled me too. I was there. I went to the fight. I heard the fighters. I was there when even Jermell Charlo was talking, when Floyd Mayweather was telling Jermell Charlo stuff. Like, yo, man, you did what you had to do, man. I'm proud of you and stuff like that. Don't worry about what the fans going to say because at the end of the day, they just want you to get knocked out. It's either you wanted Jermell Charlo to go for the gusto and get knocked out because you don't respect people that go for the gusto. If you don't like somebody, you don't give a damn how he lost. Jermell Charlo didn't go for the gusto. Demetrius Andre went after fucking David Benavidez and got stopped. Y'all ain't give a fuck about how Demetrius Andre fought. Because I know in this community, y'all don't like Jermell Charlo. Y'all don't like Demetrius Andre for whatever. And maybe that's the reason why y'all never respected the 154-pound division. The reason y'all never respected the 154-pound division because when Canelo Alvarez when Canelo Alvarez left, it was Jermell Charlo, Demetrius Andre, and y'all hated them. Charles Hatley, PBC affiliates. But let me remind y'all how the 154-pound used to look like, if y'all forgot. Hold on. This is when Canelo Alvarez left. This is when Canelo Alvarez. Hold on. Let me see if I find it for y'all. Let me see if I find it for y'all. Let's go a little bit of an education here. And take this thing out of the way. This was 2015. Lara, Trout, Cotto, Charlo, Jermell Charlo, Jermall Charlo, Demetrius Andre, Motorosian, Julian Williams, Liam Smith. Look at the 154-pound division now. This is when Canelo Alvarez just recently left and went to the middleweight division to face Triple G. Look at this 154-pound division. Y'all gonna tell me that this was no punch? It's because the 154-pound division was trash. No, you as a boxing fan was trash. It's because y'all didn't like PBC. And because y'all didn't like PBC, y'all shitted on the whole 154-pound division. Lara, Trout, Miguel Cotto, Golden Boy Promotions, Jermell Charlo, PBC, Jamal Charlo, PBC, Demetrius Andre, Rock Nation, Motorosian, Top Rank, Junior Williams, PBC. That's why I've been saying that this division been stacked for. We're in 2025, ladies and gentlemen. This is 2015, and I've been saying ever since I got into when I created when I created this channel. I've been saying that the 154-pound division is anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. You guys didn't respect. Let's not forget that also Canelo Alvarez had a split decision loss at 154. Let's not forget that Canelo Alvarez lost at 152 in the catchweight. People thought that he lost to Lara. I think he beat Lara, but there's a lot of people out there that felt that Lara beat him. The 154-pound division never been easy, ladies and gentlemen. It never been easy. Miguel Cotto lost to Saddam Ali. Miguel Cotto lost to Saddam Ali. Jaime Munguia beat Saddam Ali. Trout lost to Jamal and Jermell Charlo. Trout beat Miguel Cotto. Julian Williams got knocked out by Jamal Charlo. Madrimov had a split decision victory over, has a split decision loss over Demetrius Andre. Jermell Charlo beat Madrimov. Ladies and gentlemen, Madrimov today is even better and more accomplished than even a guy like Madrimov. All these guys had amateur pedigree. But see, when it comes to Madrimov today, you guys will uplift him. So y'all could say that Terrence Bud Crawford didn't. Terrence Bud Crawford. Madrimov was tricky though. Madrimov was tricky. You would give Terrence Bud Crawford the benefit of the doubt, but you wouldn't give Jermell Charlo the benefit of the doubt in 154. You guys will give Madrimov, the 9-0 guy, 10-0 guy, the benefit of the doubt because it's Bud. But y'all shitted on Jermell Charlo, undisputed run, because I hate Jermell Charlo. Make it make sense. Y'all was giving so much props to Tim Tszyu, remember? People was coming to this channel, I did a poll, and more people thought that Tim Tszyu was better than Jermell Charlo. Because they hated Jermell Charlo so much. The reason why you think that it's going to be easy to go to 168 for Terrence Bud Crawford to go to 168 is because you despise Jermell Charlo. And it's not that you just hate Jermell Charlo. You just hate people that was affiliated and was pumping PBC. Like, again, in this community, I've been here for a while. People started to hate Al Heyman, PBC, in this community because there was pro-black channels that was pushing PBC because the African-American Al Heyman, and there was some pro-black channels that had high traffic, The narrative stuck, and that was anti everything else. And because it was a race thing in this community in the YTBC, y'all hated PBC because y'all hated these high traffic channels that was pumping PBC and was shaming fighters to fight Canelo Alvarez. So y'all just hated Jermell Charlo, and y'all hated Jermell Charlo, and y'all hated everybody that was calling out Canelo Alvarez. I get it. But let's be real. Let's put everything on the table. Those narratives are long gone. You just stayed stuck hating. Those narratives are long gone, folks. So now let's break it down and let's put respect on the undisputed 154 in Jermell Charlo, because he was an undisputed, but he still moved 2 divisions up. He's a knockout artist. Knocked out Erickson Lubin in the first round. I forgot about that. Let's pull the resume. Hold on. Brian Castano. Y'all forgot who Brian Castano was? Because y'all love to see. I love the amateur circuit. If y'all follow me from the beginning, I started loving the pro game again. But I really got fed up with professional boxing, and I liked it watching the amateurs and watching Golden Glove and the USA Olympic trials and the Pan American Games. See, the one thing about the 154, it had a lot of people with a lot of amateur pedigree. But the thing is, you ain't know them. You ain't know them. You ain't know these guys. So you never gave them credit. Brian Castano had a draw with Lara. Brian Castano argued and beat Patrick Teixeira. Patrick Teixeira was like the Tim Tszyu several years ago. But at least Patrick Teixeira was a champion. Y'all remember? Now, Patrick Teixeira is erased from the face of the earth. Just like Tim Tszyu is about to be erased from the face of the earth. I remember Patrick Teixeira. Jason Rosario knocked out J Rock. Tony Harrison. I think he's an underachiever, but a lot of people know in this community that Tony Harrison know how to box. Just an underachiever. Austin Trout, highly respected. Erickson Lubin going to be fighting Virgil Ortiz. Got knocked out in the first round. Charles Hatley. Everybody know Charles Hatley. He was the man in Texas. Hold on, let's do a little bit of education. When he beat Matt Erosion. Hold on, let me take this thing out of the way. Take this thing out of the way. Matt Erosion. Let's go who Matt Erosion is. Who Matt Erosion is. Let's you know, y'all don't remember Matt Erosion. Matt Erosion today, y'all would give him so much credit today. But because Jermell Charlo beat him a long time ago, and Demise Andre beat him a long time ago, they didn't fought nobody. Boo Boo ain't fight nobody. Hold on. Let's go to the amateur. Matt Erosion secured a spot in the USA Olympic team. 2004. As a welterweight at the age of 18, he was on the same Olympic team as Andre Ward, Andre Durrell. Guess who Motorola was beating up in the amateurs? Timothy Bradley, Austin Trout, Andre Berto, amateur mother effing pedigree. But because he got beaten by Demetrius Andre, a split decision in which it was tough, and he got beaten by Jermell Charlo, Matt Erosion is a nobody. Yeah, today Matt Erosion is your Boachuk. Matt Erosion is your Madrimov. Matt Erosion is your Bakram. Y'all respect them, right? I know y'all respect Boachuk. I know y'all respect Bakram. I know y'all respect Madrimov. Oh, but 154 is light work. It's not okay. All right, all right. Hold on. Let me go this. Y'all know who this guy is. Y'all know who he is, right? Brian Castano, right? The one that people said gave Jermell Charlo the first fight. There was people out there that felt like Jermell Charlo lost that fight. Remember? Let me see his amateur pedigree. Who he be in the amateurs? Sergey Derevchenko. Oh shit! He be Sergey Derevchenko. Time out. Who's that name that we see in the bottom right here? Come on, we know him very, very well. I mean, look, we talking about Terrence Bud Crawford. Who Brian Castano beat in the amateurs? He says, so amateurs make you elite. Ah, see? When it comes to Madrimov, somebody will come here and say, but Madrimov has so many fights in the amateur. What about his amateur pedigree? But when we talk about Jermell Charlo and who he beat, y'all don't want to talk about amateurs. See, this is what it is. Y'all pick and choose y'all little narratives. Y'all pick and choose when amateur is important and when amateur is not. What made Alexander Usyk is the amateurs, ladies and gentlemen. What made Lomachenko who he is the amateurs. Because let me tell you like this. When you go to the Pan American game and the Olympic games and the World Games and stuff like that, these tournaments, these when Americans go out there and do the tournament versus Ukraine, when America goes out there and do the tournament versus Russia like they did in 2006, that's when you know, when you go around the world. See, these fighters go around the world. You just don't see them. They're not televised. So you don't know who they are. You think that these fighters are learning something new in the pros? Nah. All these fighters you see today, they're just using their amateur pedigree. In the pros, all they doing is just sharpening it, sharpening their tools up. That's it. That's all they doing. Sharpen their tools up. Go watch Errol Spence in the amateur and let me know if he's different. Go watch Ryan Garcia in the amateurs, 15 national golden gloves and stuff like that. Go watch him if he's different. Go watch Teofimo Lopez in the Olympics and tell me if he's different when he's outboxing the guys like Barbosa. Why you think they say, yo, Teofimo Lopez should go back to being Goldo? Go watch Devin Haney, put it this way. And I said this leading up to the Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia fight. And I said, Devin Haney knows Ryan Garcia. They know each other. He feels comfortable. Devin Haney, go watch how Devin Haney fought Ryan Garcia in the amateurs, and he fought it the same way in the pros. He tried to knock out Ryan Garcia in the amateurs. When I said that Ryan Garcia is going to put that Devin Haney in the amateurs, I said that Ryan Garcia gave Devin Haney his last 8 count. What happened in the pros? Now, I'm not going to say that every amateur fighter, elite amateur fighter, becomes that same type of fighter in the pros. But what I'm saying is that their pedigree is there. They're highly respected. You just don't know them. You want to pick and choose who to respect, which amateur career you want to respect. It's almost like Adrian Broner was for almost 300 amateur bouts. But y'all don't like to say that because y'all may not like Adrian Broner. But y'all would say that Madrimov had 300 amateur bouts. Why do you think Beterbiev is good? He became pro at the age of 30. You think that, oh, it's the pros that make Beterbiev? Beterbiev, no. It was the amateurs. What about Bivol? Huh? You think that Andy Cruz? You think that Andy Cruz is why you think that Andy Cruz, as soon as his first fight or his second fight in the pros, he was already ranked he was already ranked 10. 2 fights. Because what he did in the amateurs. Let me take this thing out of the way. No, we talking real. This is hardcore boxing, right? This is hardcore boxing. This is what I'm saying. I'm just giving respect to somebody I don't want to give respect. I'm just giving respect to somebody I don't want to give respect. So y'all being delusional. because y'all shitting on Jermell Charlo, thinking that a Bud is way above a Jermell Charlo's level. So you think because you don't have no respect for Jermell and you want to sweep that Madrimov fight under the rug, that your mind and your lack of intellect is saying that Bud could move up two more divisions to face the king Canelo Alvarez. Now, is it that you respect Terrence Crawford after the Madrimov fight going to 168 to face Canelo Alvarez, or you totally think that Canelo Alvarez is a shot fighter? Is Canelo Alvarez a shot fighter? Is Canelo Alvarez in your mind a bum? Is Canelo Alvarez not a smart fighter? Does Canelo Alvarez doesn't have good enough defense? What made you think that at what he did at 154, another year and change layoff, knowing that Bomac after the Madrimov fight, when he was trying to indicate why was that Terrence Bill Crawford performing that wasn't a hard fight, and he said maybe the layoff as well because Terrence Bill Crawford been taking a year layoff, but now y'all think with another year layoff, older fighter moving up, well, is he gonna be stronger and faster? Because if you telling me that Bud Crawford at 168 is going to be stronger and faster, but he's going to be older and is not going to have rust like they try to indicate versus Madrimov, then you're telling me that he's going to be juiced the fuck up. It's either the two. Because it's still not giving me forget about the technical side of things. Scientifically, you're not even making sense to me. How many times we hear even fighters? Well, you're gonna lose some speed, and what I'm saying, you put on some muscle. Boxers don't even put up muscles like that. No, 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 no. But I'm hating. Just for this fight, people are going against everything that's been taught in boxing. You don't lift too much weight. You don't put on so much muscle because then you're gonna be slower and you're gonna have muscle fatigue and blah 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 blah. Oh no, but it's Bud Crawford. He's going to be powerful. He's going to be faster. He's going to have his legs. It doesn't matter about the layoff. It doesn't matter about his age. It doesn't matter how he performed versus 154. What type of momentum does Bud Crawford has going into a Canelo Alvarez fight at 168? Can somebody tell me in the chat what kind of momentum does Bud Crawford? Because you got to remember, folks, that fight that put everybody in the clouds was in 2023 versus Earl the True Spence, ladies and gentlemen. That was 2023. We 2 years removed from that. Y'all think that this shit was yesterday. Y'all think that this is Bud Crawford coming from an Earl Spence fight for 6 months later and fighting Canelo Alvarez. No, it's not. It's 2023. I know time flies. Tell me in the chat. Educate me now. I'm asking the question to my fellow boxing fans. What momentum does Bud Crawford has going into a Canelo fight at 168? I'm reading. Participate if you in the chat. I'm actually again. What type of momentum does Terrence Bud Crawford got moving two division up after the Madrimov fight at 154, moving two division up to face the King Canelo Alvarez? What momentum does he have? Raul said he has none. Excellent facts. He believes in himself. Everybody believes in himself. My son believes in himself. My son is 8 years old, and he believes that he could dunk. The hangout spot was good. Don't and folks, don't make this a beef with Punch. Answer my question. What momentum does Bud have? No, don't come with the, but you gotta understand, Punch. Sugar Ray Leonard was retired for 3 years. If Sugar could do it, Bud could do it. So now you comparing Sugar Ray Leonard, Bud Crawford to Sugar Ray Leonard. The hangout spot. Good looking out, my bruv. Appreciate you. Is that what you're gonna say? Huh? Oh, but Punch, Sugar Ray Leonard was retired for 3 years before he fought Hagler. I mean, if Sugar Ray Leonard could do it, Bud could do it. Really? So now Bud is Sugar Ray Leonard? That's what he's proven to y'all? He said his body at work and what he does best. That's the momentum that he has. I'm gonna say it again. My God, man. That's what I mean. Why are we doing this? King, why? Like, why are we doing this? Like, why? He doesn't have momentum. He doesn't have momentum, ladies and gentlemen. Stop trying to like find an answer to no because of his body of work and his body of work never had a guy like Canelo Alvarez. His body of work never had nothing like a Canelo Alvarez. So tell me anybody. All right, so you tell me, ladies and gentlemen. I'll ask another question. Tell me, has Bud Crawford fought anything like a Canelo Alvarez in his resume? Hmm? Has Bud Crawford fought anything like a Canelo Alvarez in his resume? He said no, and Canelo Alvarez never fought a Bud. He fought a Floyd Mayweather. He fought a Triple G. He fought a Kovalev. These are future Hall of Famer. He fought a Shane Mosley. Huh? Old like Bud. He fought a Cotto. Legend. Mosley. Legend. Daniel Jacobs that could switch it in the middleweight in his prime. The fuck is that talking about? He never fought nothing like Bud. Huh? He ain't fight nothing like Bud. What does Bud do that Canelo Alvarez haven't seen? What does Bud do that Canelo Alvarez never seen and never experienced? A skill set. Tell me a skill set that Canelo Alvarez. Oh my God, this is Bud. I mean, look. Does he throw 700 punches like Bivol? No. Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford throw almost exactly the same punches per round. So he's not going to overwhelm him with high volume punching. Bud Crawford don't move. He ain't going to run like William Score. He ain't going to move like that. Bud Crawford is not a defensive whiz like Floyd Mayweather. How can y'all come here and seriously say, but Canelo never fought a Bud? Are you guys drunk off your mind? Is the fitting on your community really that bad? Time and speed and IQ. He's for all of that. Canelo Alvarez fought Lara with IQ and movement and amateur pedigree. He fought Daniel Jacobs, combination that could switch. Go check the fight out. Do your education. What happened in the third round when Danny Jacobs wanted to switch and Canelo Alvarez popped him and switched him right back up. Don't play that shit with me. I'm Canelo Alvarez. I already got schooled by Floyd Mayweather. Guess what? I learned something. Canelo Alvarez showed you two type of skill set, two type of approaches. The Triple G, the first one, he was fighting in the outside, showing that he got some footwork. And the only reason why he said, "Fuck it, I'm not even gonna outbox you like that. I'm gonna fight you in the game that you want me to fight." Because the Mexican people and people was trying to shame Canelo Alvarez because they never seen him elevate his game to moving and using lateral movement. Nah, let's go to toe like a Mexican. So all right, Canelo Alvarez said, okay, I fight like these because that's what the Mexican people want from me. And then beat him and then beat Triple G. People feel it's controversial. People had Triple G. Yeah, at the end of the day, that's what the best fight and the best is supposed to look like. It's supposed to look like Bivol and Beterbiev. Damn, we don't know who won. Damn, I think Beterbiev won. Damn, I think Bivol won. Damn, I think Triple G won. I think that Canelo Alvarez won. But let's not forget that Canelo Alvarez was a smaller guy. He said Two-Tone said Canelo Alvarez pop dirty. I don't give a fuck about popping dirty because Bud Crawford is with Victor Conte and he know how to circumcise. He know how to circumvent test. So I don't know if Bud Crawford is popping dirty. Matter of fact, he's probably dirty right now, but he doesn't need a pop because he's with Victor Conte. So it is irrelevant. I don't give a fuck about that Canelo Alvarez pop dirty. Anybody that's affiliated with a Victor Conte, he already told you're not gonna pop dirty. So sorry. Next. If Bud Crawford wasn't a guy that wasn't with Snack, and you said that to me, I'd be like, all right, man, all right, you got okay. But if Canelo Alvarez is going up against a Snack fighter, fuck yeah, I don't give a fuck. It's both of them dirty. I kept the same energy with the Mise Andre and David Benavidez. I don't give a fuck. You got Memo, you got Victor Conte. All right, y'all in the same level of playing field. I'm cool. I don't even need to talk about no drug testing and shit like that. You with Victor, level the playing field. I don't give a fuck about drug testing. I don't give a fuck if both of them are both. I don't give a damn if both of them are dirty or not dirty. Level the playing field. No excuses. So I don't want to hear the computer. I don't give a fuck. You got Victor Conte. You got the dirtiest. You got the dirtiest. PED cheat in the history of American sports. I don't want to hear none of that shit. I don't want to hear none of that. You ain't gonna make me feel sorry. No, 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 no. You decided to work with the dirtiest, the most cheating man in 30, 40 plus years in sports history. I want to hear that shit. But Canelo Pep Dirty. Shut the fuck up. Your boys in your the terrorists with Victor. I don't give a fuck about nobody popping dirty. As a matter of fact, everybody that's in the ring with Snack Fighter should be juicing. Put it that way. Yeah, I said it. Everybody that's fighting Snack Fighter should be juiced the fuck up. I don't give a fuck about that shit. Y'all let that man in the sport of boxing. I don't want to hear none. I don't want to hear nobody feeling sorry. Shit. Oh no, Punch, stop saying that. You can't say that because he never popped dirty. Duh, he's not supposed to pop dirty. That's the fucking point. Because the former Pablo Escobar of PEDs said that I could circumvent test. Doing the same protocols and the same program he had with Balco. Do your education. Oh, fuck. Same shit. Oh, shit. Bud Crawford cracked Canelo Alvarez. He hurt him. Yeah, steroids. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Uh-huh. Yeah. So let's get off this little PED talk. Now, let's go to the technical side of things. To go to the technical side of things. It's not that Bud is not good. Bud is great. Canelo Alvarez is great. But just like Bud said in that interview with Peter Rosenberg and Ebro, there's weight classes for a reason. There's a reason why he said that he never see it's not realistic. He don't see that fight from happening because he doesn't see himself going at 168. But Crawford never even said that he could see himself going at 160 because he said he'll max out at 154. And the mother effer looked like he maxed out at 154. But your dumbass is going to let you get hook winked by Turkey out shake. You would want look at this. You know what I feel like Turkey Out Shake has done to these guys? You who's picking Bud Crawford, Turkey Out Shake is holding y'all motherfucking hands too. Huh? He's turning y'all around and wet in your butthole. That's what he's doing. Huh? You all believe in my chocolate thunder. This is the perfect fight. I'd go for my chocolate thunder, you go for my chocolate thunder. All right? You bitches, you would say that Bud Crawford will win because I ain't the Turk and you respect me. So you respect my opinion. You guys are getting duped. Ah, don't get mad, don't get mad, don't get mad. Ah, you guys never believe in this fight before Turkey out shake. Turkey out shake came out of anywhere now. Oh yeah, I think that Booker actually win the fight. Even Bud didn't believe in this fight. But you believe in the fight. Man, you get hook wink off your ass. This is a damn payday.
He sold out. That's all I can say. He sold out now.
You know who's the real sellout? You know who's the real sellout?
He sold out. That's all I can say. He sold out now.
You know who's the real sellout? You guys are sold out. You guys sold out. You guys sold out your intellect. You guys sold out. You as a hardcore boxing fan. You as an educated hardcore boxing fan. You guys have sold out. And I understand. I understand. You know, YouTube boxing, misfits, pillow boxing has infiltrated our sport, and you guys have become the pillow boxing fans. You guys have become the male volleyball fans. You guys don't love boxing no more. You don't have time to educate yourself no more. You got bored with boxing. You're watching you're watching the Hawaiian boy versus Charleston White. You guys don't even know when you're getting food. It's because of your dumbasses that believe that this is even a great fight is the reason why there's no such thing as high risk, high reward. Ain't no such thing. We went from Canelo Alvarez to to versus David Benavidez to Canelo Alvarez and William Scar and Canelo Alvarez to Terrence Bud Crawford through two fucking mismatches because we ain't kept our foot in the powers that be's neck. Because Turkey I shake threw us a bone here, and now we submit. Oh, Turkey, I know you gave us Usyk and Tyson Fury. We love you. You gave us Bavor Turbi. We love you, even though that we truly, truly wanted Canelo and Benavidez. But it's all right. We'll take the William Skull fight, and it's all right. We'll take the Crawford and Canelo. We'll take it because we love you. We want to lick your chancletas. You're not like Al Heyman and Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn. I love you. But, you guys have submitted. We went. Even me as a Canelo Alvarez fan as well. I put my foot on Canelo Alvarez's neck. No, 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 no. That's it. You ducking David Benavidez. We want David Benavidez. Come on, Canelo Alvarez. That's it. Ain't nowhere else to go. There's no other fight. It's either that or just retire. Turkey Ashe gave options to Canelo Alvarez that he should have never gave. He should have that money that the Prince is giving him. No to Canelo Alvarez. We'd want David Benavidez. I would have given her $200 million. I would give you $200 million if you could give fucking Canelo Alvarez $80 million to fight William Skull. Man, you should have saved that money and made sure that he fights David Benavidez. Because David Benavidez even said, "I'll take $5 million to fight Canelo Alvarez." Yeah, my efforts was mad at Al Heyman. Yo, why Canelo Alvarez giving him Jermell? Why is Al Heyman giving Canelo Alvarez Jermell Charlo? Why is he giving him Jaime Munguia? What the fuck is Berlanga? Who the fuck is William Skull? And then here's another mismatch of welterweight and Bud Crawford. But because it's Turkey, we're all invested. Yes, Turkey, you're the man. You're the man. I would give whatever I want you to see, motherfuckers. I would put Bud Crawford, my chocolate thunder, versus your cinnamon bun. You all would watch. You would call me king. I dictate what is happening in the sport of boxing, motherfucker. All of you hardcore boxing fans are my little bitches now. You would agree with everything I say. Y'all happy that after the Alexander Usyk fight, we didn't see Joseph Parker and Usyk do a face-off. We had to see Jake Paul and Usyk do a face-off. Mm-mm-mm. Y'all ain't say shit about that. Y'all ain't say, yo, man, that's effed up, man. Joseph Parker was actually in the ring. I don't want to see no damn Mayweather and Conor McGregor. But y'all saw Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou. Now, I'll say this. Canelo, I'm sorry, if Bud, if this was right after the Earl, and see, even at 147, if this was after the Earl Spence fight, I could mind F myself and say maybe Bud does have a little chance here and there. Maybe. But then when I saw Canelo and Jermell Charlo, and I said, nah, man, it's truly weight classes for a reason. Jermell Charlo was 6 feet, is strong, knockout artist. And Jermell Charlo told me Canelo Alvarez didn't feel none of my punches. See, you guys are looking at watch. Yo, even if y'all don't like the fight, watch the fight again and educate yourself in that fight. There's one round that Jermell Charlo landed two left hooks on Canelo Alvarez consecutively, two left hooks. And Canelo Alvarez didn't even flinch. He ate those punches like if he was eating damn fucking cotton candy. You know how cotton candy just gets in your mouth and just melts? Feel like you don't even have to chew? The fuck you think Bud Crawford's gonna do to Canelo? What your stupid ass thinks what Bud Crawford gonna do to Canelo? Triple G could have hurt Canelo. Kovalev could have hurt Canelo. Danny Jacobs could have hurt Canelo. Not no punches could have ever hurt Canelo Alvarez in these elite years. Not Jermell Charlo moving up. Not Bud. Not even Bivol could hurt Canelo Alvarez. But Bud Crawford could hurt Canelo. Bud is gonna hurt Canelo. And y'all think that Bud ain't gonna get touched by Canelo Alvarez because all of a sudden y'all watching Bud Crawford like he's Mayweather. Okay, so this is what it is. Y'all putting Bud. All right, so it's Bud, but Bud is Floyd and Bivol, and then mixed up with Bud. And at 38 years old, you think that there's gonna be a new Bud that's gonna appear. So Bud is gonna throw. I mean, Bivol could do it punch. I mean, he didn't have the power. Bivol and Floyd Mayweather didn't have no power. So Bud Crawford don't need no power. All right. Does Bud Crawford throw like Bivol? No. Does Bud Crawford have defense like Mayweather? No. Okay, so what the fuck is he gonna come with? So what does he gonna come with? What are you gonna do? What you gonna do? Wait, oh, I know, folks. Guess what? I'm wrong. I know. The new thing, like I said yesterday and all these days, is that Bud Crawford is a wrestler. See, that's the difference, right? See, Bivol brought to the table his high volume punching. Mayweather bought his defense and IQ, but Crawford is bringing his wrestling pedigree. Bud Crawford is bringing his wrestling pedigree. Guys, you got to understand that Bud Crawford is strong and he wrestles. Yeah, Bud Crawford. I'm telling you, Bud Crawford, man, he gonna be coming like the Undertaker on Tombstone. It's gonna be a casket match. Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this. Yeah, he a wrestler, right? He's a wrestler, and it's gonna be a body bag match. And Canelo Alvarez gonna body bag Bud Crawford. That's what's gonna happen. Yeah, he a wrestler. Yeah, it's gonna be a casket matchup. Hmm. Bud Crawford is a wrestler. Oh, because he wrestled Hans from Fight Hype in Gleason's gym, he automatically know how to wrestle. Oh, you stupid. But it's IQ. No, no, like Canelo Alvarez doesn't have an IQ himself. What you think will make Canelo Alvarez? It's funny. Nah, you gotta understand that Bud is IQ. Oh, so Canelo doesn't have an IQ? Oh, so Canelo Alvarez is a dumb fighter now, right? Compared to Bud. Yeah, Canelo Alvarez has an IQ. Canelo Alvarez, he'll break you down fighter. He doesn't have to knock you out. Just like y'all be saying, Bud Crawford doesn't have to knock him out. But Canelo doesn't even have to knock him out. Canelo Alvarez know how to outbox people too, you know. He got some good defense and know how to bob and weave and slip and punch and counter too. You know that, right? You know this Canelo Alvarez, the one with the best resume out of maybe the best, arguably the best resume in the sport of boxing of this generation, huh? You know that, right? Too, right? You know that Canelo Alvarez has been put against all elite style from every corner of the world, right? From Russians, Kazakhstans, Asian style, UK style, Puerto Rican style, Mexican style, American style, slicko brawler, UK style, slicko brawler, bigger fighter, smaller fighter, legendary fighter, amateur pedigree fighters, Cuban style. Oh, you don't think he has an IQ? Oh no, I mean Bud has an IQ. Really? So you telling me that Bud couldn't figure out a 9-0 guy, Madrimov? Oh shit. Wow. Y'all desperately trying to shit on Canelo Alvarez to uplift Bud. Why not just say that Bud is great, but his weight class is for a reason and Canelo is still young, seasoned. You know, I think both these guys, if look, I'm gonna say it like this. Have Canelo Alvarez probably slowed down a bit? Yeah, I think it's natural. But Bud also slowed down a bit, right? If Canelo Alvarez declined, what you think Bud looked like at 154? He declined too. Bud declined. Canelo declined. Bud declined. Canelo Alvarez ain't looking like this pound for pound special fighter. Bud ain't look like a pound for pound special fighter in his last fight either. But it's still 154, 168, right? So when Canelo Alvarez beats Terrence Bud Crawford, because Terrence is all this greater than Canelo. If when Canelo Alvarez beat Terrence Bud Crawford, you guys should regard Canelo Alvarez as top 5 ever. Because Crawford is that much better than Canelo. I mean, he got a better IQ, got better skill set, it's faster. Hey, put it this way. Look how big. Hold on. Let's put his picture up. Hold on. Let me see if I got it right here. Hold on. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Give me a sec, folks. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Damn, Bud Crawford is bigger than Canelo, right? All right, so I want people to keep that same energy. So Bud Crawford is bigger than Canelo. Bud Crawford is stronger than Canelo. Bud Crawford got more skills than Canelo. Bud Crawford is smarter than Canelo. Everything is Bud Crawford, right? Right? You got better IQ. That's what. Yeah. That's what y'all. That's what most of the people saying. You got a better IQ. Y'all don't talk about Canelo Alvarez IQ. Y'all don't talk about Canelo Alvarez defense. So Bud Crawford got better defense, right? Bud Crawford is faster. Bud Crawford got better movement. Hmm? Oh, y'all think that he's? Oh, I'm telling you, yo, Bud Crawford. He's a wrestler, so he's stronger, taller, bigger, longer reach, better technique, better movement, better jab, better everything. If Bud Crawford is better than Canelo Alvarez in everything, when Canelo Alvarez beats Terrence Bud Crawford, he's top five. Just like I say, if Bud Crawford beats Canelo, Bud Crawford is gonna be top five. He's gonna be in a GOAT talk. All right, Canelo Alvarez beat Bud Crawford. Let's talk about. I don't want to hear no more of this devaluing of Canelo Alvarez and just saying, I don't know if Canelo Alvarez is the best Mexican fighter ever. Maybe he's the no. Shut the fuck up about just the Mexican. No, he's the best ever. One of the best ever. Don't pigeonhole him as just a Mexican fighter. We don't say that with Bud Crawford. We don't say is Bud Crawford is one of the best American fighters. No, you know why y'all don't want to say that? Because he's not even no top 20 best American fighters ever. Not better than Muhammad Ali, not better than Mike Tyson, not better than Roy Jones Jr., not better than Oscar De La Hoya, not better than Floyd Mayweather, not better than Sugar Ray Robinson, not better than Sugar Ray Leonard, not better than Thomas Hearns. We're gonna keep going. Compare those resumes to Terrence Bud Crawford. Compare Terrence Bud Crawford to those resume. Terrence Bud Crawford resume una basura. Compare. Now he could rewrite the wrong. He could, if he beats Canelo Alvarez, then anybody that's ever talked about his resume, that's it. Who have Canelo Alvarez in his resume. He said Canelo's gonna beat him to the distance with the jab. Man, Bud Crawford could even beat Sean Porter with the distance with the jab, bro. He had to knock him out. Hey, yo, Bud Crawford couldn't even beat Madrimov off the jab, bro. Yes, y'all only saying, y'all only talking about the Bud Crawford that beat Earl Spence. Hey, yo, Canelo Alvarez ain't no fucking Earl Spence, man. Stop it. Yeah, and oh, he could beat him off the jab just because he beat Earl Spence off the jab. He ain't beat Mean Machine off the jab. He had to go get it. Had to go knock him out. And he got hurt. Survival mode. Survival mode with Sean Porter. Survival mode with Madrimov in the championship rounds. He ain't beat no fucking nobody with the jab. Y'all don't watch Bud Crawford, bruh. He said he struggled with Skull. Man, if Canelo Alvarez struggled with Skull, how come in this community I haven't heard nobody say, you know what? I want to see Skull versus Charlo, Skull versus Plant, Skull versus Andre. I want to see Skull versus even Berlanga, Skull versus Shiraz. Maybe Skull should move up and fight Bivol. Shut the fuck up. Canelo Alvarez just don't want to waste his time running after somebody, bro. That's it. And he didn't have to. He won the fight. He struggled versus Skull. Motherfucker, he just ain't want to chase nobody, bro. Struggle versus Skull. Motherfuckers now acting like Skull. Just to now they acting like Skull's Triple G. He struggled with Triple G. So Skull, he was Lara now, right? Skull was Mayweather. I mean, Canelo struggled with it. Shit, y'all gonna get mad when Bud Crawford gonna show you William Skull. He gonna be another William Skull. I put it this way: the only way that Bud Crawford survives Canelo Alvarez is if he runs like a bitch, like Skull. If y'all want him to go out in his shield and fight and show that heart and courage, like Deontay Wilder did in the third fight, you could show heart. You could try. But that better big man is going to lay your ass out. The better big man is going to lay your ass out. Be the dog. That's the history of the sport of boxing. That's technique. And especially Canelo, that he has a chin, he's going to walk through his shots. Hopefully, hopefully, hopefully. Y'all better pray. Y'all delusional Bud fans better pray that Victor Conter did create the snacker of all snacks. That's the only prayer I got. And hurting Canelo Alvarez, shit. You're going to need the snack of all snacks. You're going to need margaritos wraps. You're going to need all of that shit. To hurt Canelo Alvarez, that's what Bud Crawford going to need. His busted gloves, his margarito wraps, and the snacks of all snacks to hurt Canelo. Punch low key admitted to snack conspiracy if Canelo lose. No. I'm admitting to the if he gets hurt. Yeah, that's the first shit I'm gonna think about. I ain't lying. Come on, bro. King, you've been saying this. You've been typing the same shit for the past hour, bro. Got a new one. I ain't gonna cry. This is boxing. I'll come right and live and say, man, Bud is great, bro. I would say the same shit I said about Kobe. I thought Kobe was good, but I didn't think he was gonna be like that after Shaq. I was getting he got the rings because Shaq also. You had to prove it to me as a fan that he could be all of that. I thought AI was the man. Sometimes athletes prove a greatness beyond your imagination. Maybe Bud could prove his greatness, you know, beyond my imagination. Could Bud create that? We'll see. But I think that's wishful thinking. That's not truly analyzing this fight. That's me wishful thinking. That's like me saying, I like Inoue better than Tank, so I think that Inoue is going to knock out Tank. It's unrealistic, but really it's unrealistic. I got Inoue outboxing Tank, right? I got Inoue going to 135 to outbox Shakur Stevenson, right? Do I make sense? Okay. Damn, yo. Shit. Um, Devin Haney just struggled with Brian Oman Jr. As a matter of fact, let's put it this way. Devin Haney at 147 just moved up to 147. Put this. Devin Haney, highly accomplished fighter, just moved up to 147. And let's say he was fighting Lex. No, no, I'm gonna say. Let me see. Let me give. Let's give it an example. 147, and he fights Rohan Polanco. He struggles with Rohan Polanco at 147. But I'm gonna ask Devin Haney go to 160 and fight Janabek or fight Jamal Charlo, and you guys will be, yeah, I think he could do it. Let's put another example, like the Bud example. Inoue, or let's try another name. Shakur Stevenson moves up to the 140-pound division, right? He moves up to the 140-pound division. He fights Montana Love and struggles with Montana Love. And where people saying, man, we don't even know who truly won. Or put it this way, he moves to 140. He struggles with Brandon Lee at 140. That people saying we don't know. But then Shakur Stevenson move two more division up to 154 to face Jermell Charlo. You guys will say that Shakur Stevenson beats Jermell Charlo. Right? Right? Because it makes sense. See, just like I'm saying, Terrence Crawford moved up to 154, where he said he's gonna max out. He looked like a maxed out Terrence Crawford. He struggled with a 9-0 Madrimov, but now he can move two division up to face Canelo Alvarez, and you guys is confident that he's just gonna beat Canelo Alvarez. Good, yeah, that makes sense to me. That truly makes sense. I don't know how I add that shit up. How do you add that up? How do you add that up, folks? Hmm? How you add that up? David Benavidez. If David Benavidez at 168, oh no, let's put another great fighter. Let's put Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez moves up to 175, struggles with Ben Whitaker. You got an amateur pedigree, right? Canelo Alvarez moves up to 175, struggles with Ben Whitaker, in which we don't know who truly won the fight. And then Canelo Alvarez move up to the heavyweight division, two division up, cruiserweight and then heavyweight to fight Alexander Usyk. I think that Canelo Alvarez is going to beat Alexander Usyk. Make it make sense. Oh, but it's special. Okay, let's try this one. Floyd Mayweather moves up to 154, struggles with Madrimov. Matter of fact, he fought at 154 before, right? He moves up, Floyd Mayweather moves up for the first time to 160. 160, right? struggles to with Demetrius Andre, but then moved 2 division up to face Beterbiev or Bivol. Does it make sense? Because he's special. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? You guys will look at me like, yo, Punch, you are the dumbest boxing. Yo, shut your channel down. I'm gonna strip you from your boxing talking license. You making no sense, Punch. But that's what and this what I'm saying, that this Bud and Canelo fight is turning people so dumb for whatever reason. It's like it does you can't put it together, you can't add it up. Bud Crawford didn't go to 154 and knock that Madrimov and looked it just as good as the Earl Spence fight. He didn't just went to 154 for Jermell Charlo, undisputed, and then we saying, damn, you can move 2 division up. You already beat the undisputed Jermell Charlo and knocked him out. Knocked out Earl Spence at 147, knocked out the King at 154. You know what? Ain't nobody too much great at 160. You could jump and get Canelo Alvarez. Then we're talking. We talking. I get it. I get it. One more comparison. Let's sound more dumber. Let's sound more dumb. Let's sound more dumb. Who's special? Say Manny Pacquiao was special because they say no, Bud is special. All right. So let's talk about special fighters and let's say if it makes sense with special fighters. Manny Pacquiao, 147, moves up to 154. Struggles with mat erosion. Struggles with mat erosion at 154. Now I'm going to tell Manny Pacquiao, because you're special, go to 168. Hmm? Go to 168 and face David Benavidez. Go ahead, because you're special. Dumb motherfuckers. Punch, why are insiders mind effing us? Because insiders nowadays has become like a promoter for the powers that be. Boxing community is so small that people are just saying the right things for relationships. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody is holding on to relationships. People that already got their foot in the door, their toes on the door. They're not going to say nothing against this fight because they want to get in their good grace with Turki Al Sheikh. Turki Al Sheikh is already known for paying off Twitter accounts. He paid off millions. There's rumors that he paid Michael Benson 10 million for his Twitter account that changed into the Ring Magazine account. That's Michael Benson. So people are looking for relationship as business. If I'm going to criticize your product, guess what? I'm not gonna have the media credential to your product. I'm not gonna have you think that Mike Coppinger is going to criticize Turkey Al Sheikh? No. You think anybody on the zone is going to criticize? You think that Ole Oladipo is going to criticize Turkey Al Sheikh? You think that Akim Barak is going to criticize Turkey Al Sheikh? You think that everybody that got these relationship is going? No, they just going to talk everything on the surface and be neutral because it's job, it's money, it is what it is. Nobody is going. No, nobody would. Hey, yo, I'm gonna tell you like this. Believe it or not, bro. Ain't nobody gonna be this raw. Ain't nobody gonna be this raw. Once you got your toes on the door, that's it. You want to hold on to relationships. Me, I want to be where I'm me. And then people respect that. Just respect my opinion. Respect, I'm comedic. Respect my opinion. I'm still going to do what I got to do. And I'm going to give those that deserve the benefit of the doubt because of what they have done. So I'm respecting Terrence Bud Crawford. I'm disrespecting those that want to mind F me, that thinking that this is a 50-50 fight, knowing that it's not. This is not a fight that we asked for. It's not a fight that Bud really wanted. It's not a fight that Canelo Alvarez really wanted. It's a fight that it was too much money on the table that both guys is looking at each other and they having dinner. Bud is having dinner with Turkey and having dinner with Canelo. And when they talking by themselves, Bud is like, yo, may the best man win. But yo, this Turkey dude, man, he crazy giving us all this money and shit like that. I never thought I was going to fight you. I never thought I was going to fight you too, man. What the fuck these guys? But hey, let's take the money, my friend. Canelo and Bud is laughing at Turkey right now. They think that he's stupid. But shit, fuck it. Let's take the money, man. Hey, Canelo, yo, I ain't never thought I was going to face you, bro. For real, man. But shit, I can't say no to this type of money. I understand. I understand. These guys think, everybody want me to fight fucking David Benavidez. And now I have to fight William Scott than you. I don't know what the fuck is happening. But fuck it, let's get the money. Let's do what we have to do and feed our family. And that's it. Rippity rip, rippity run. Hey, yo, don't even be surprised that this fight looks like Mayweather versus Pacquiao. I think it's either this fight could be like Canelo Alvarez lays out Bud Crawford, and if Bud Crawford don't go for it, I don't even think Canelo will go for it. Canelo will go for it if Bud Crawford goes. I dare you. I think Canelo Alvarez is going to fight Bud Crawford like I dare you. Stay in your lane. Let me get my easy win. If you try to be a tough guy, I'm gonna lay your ass out. Do what William Scott did. Do what these other guys is doing. There's the Langas and the Charlos. You could go 12 rounds and you will lose respectfully. You still gonna hold your market up. You try yourself. I'm gonna lay your ass out. You get that little confidence that Caleb Plant had. Am I doing okay? Oh, you did okay. Oh, you think, you doing all right. Oh, you think you can hang with me. Pop, pop, bing, 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 bing. He said, I think they will come to blows. But pause, but Buzz Blow ain't gonna do shit to Canelo. So I don't think they're gonna come to blows. Canelo didn't even stop Berlanga. Shit, exactly. He outboxed Berlanga. But didn't even stop Madrimov. Okay. Shit, Berlanga looked more impressive throughout his career than Madrimov. But y'all hate Berlanga. Y'all would say now Madrimov is better, right? Y'all would be like Madrimov is the man. Madrimov is elite. just it just Madrimov was a tricky fighter. He wasn't tricky for Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz is not pound for pound, but shit, Madrimov wasn't tricky for Virgil Ortiz. Now what it was is that, you know what I'm saying, is that I think that Madrimov fought him kind of different. Shut up, man. You guys are not humbled by Jermell Charlo and Canelo Alvarez. Jermell said, bulking up that fast, it ain't helped me. And Canelo Alvarez is a bull. What he said? He's an ox. That's what he said. Jermell Charlo said he's an ox. He ain't feel none of my punches. But Bud got more power than Jermell Charlo. That's what y'all trying to say now too? Let me see in the chat. Does Bud Crawford got more power than Jermell Charlo? Hmm? Hmm? Let me see if I see the Charlo haters. Now they're gonna say that he got more power. I mean, I seen him on 154, but I think that he got more power. JL Small says, yeah, he does. He got more power than Bud got better skills, F power. Like what? What skills? I want yeah, let's talk about the Jermell and Crawford. What skill set does Bud got better than Jermell? Does he got better lateral movement? Does he got a better jab than Jermell Charlo? Hmm? Yeah, let's break down Jermell and Bud since Bud is this old, really skillful fighter, and Jermell is what compared to Bud? Let me see that. What does Jermell doesn't have? IQ. Like how? Which IQ? Like where didn't he have IQ? Timing, speed. Let me see. Timing. He knocked out Erickson Lubin with one shot, made him catch the Holy Ghost. He made Erickson Lubin catch the Holy Ghost with one knockout, with one punch knockout. He made Jason Rosario catch the Holy Ghost with a jab to the solar plex. And off the back foot, this guy landed a left hook. And you should see that sequence. And I posted on Twitter like a year ago. I put it on slow motion. The way he uses lateral movement off the ropes, dipped, duck, hit him with the clean uppercut, came through the back door, hit him with the left hook. Combination punches, body punches. I'm not saying that this guy got to be technically wise way better. I'm just saying where is this that Bud is in another level technically wise than the Jermell Charlo. He said Charlo is tier below Bud. How he's a tier below Bud? In what sense? Power, jab, lateral movement. Where? His IQ versus whom? Did he have an IQ versus Madrimov? That his IQ was far beyond Sean Porter's? Yeah, but that was 168. I'm talking about Jermell Charlo throughout his whole career. Being afraid of Jam, but then we talking about Canelo Alvarez. That could happen the same thing with Bud Crawford. Canelo Alvarez make people fight now within their characteristic. We've seen that before. I ain't never seen nobody back off on Bud Crawford. When you look at fighters that fight Bud Crawford, even though they get knocked out, they look very comfortable going at Bud. I ain't never seen nobody back off Bud. Never. Never. Not even when they hurt. They don't back off on Bud. Madrimov don't back off on Bud. Sean Porter didn't back up. Even Earl Spence was getting his ass kicked. He didn't back off from Bud. He kept on fighting. Felix Diaz, Jose Benavidez Jr. Like nobody backed up from Bud. Yeah, I say he does. I'm not taking nothing away from Bud. Yes, until he knocks his opponent out. He adjusts and knocks his opponent out. But we're talking about Canelo. We know he's not gonna knock out Canelo. It doesn't. It's not common sense. So he makes an adjustment. Bud Crawford usually makes his adjustments and turns the switch on and tries to knock his opponent out. He ain't gonna do that with Canelo. That's why I got him getting knocked out. Because if he does, he's gonna get knocked out. Some of y'all acting like the way that Jermell Charlo performed, like it's like y'all forget Jermell Charlo is jumping 2 weight classes up. Y'all looking at, oh, but Jermell Charlo, he didn't want to fight. He jumping 2 weights. He's jumping 2 classes up to face Canelo Alvarez. That's why the shit was different. The reason why I'm saying the shit with Bud is going to be different, but you guys don't, you guys hate Jermell Charlo so much that you're not, you're trying to, some of y'all are trying to make an assessment of Jermell Charlo and Canelo like Jermell Charlo is a 168 pounder and putting him with the same type of advantage like a Berlanga, Jaime Munguia, um, even the writers or even Caleb Plant. Jermell Charlo is not 168, nor he's 160. Ah, but the way that Jermell Charlo performed with Canelo, that's the reason why he performed like that versus Canelo. Because it's 2 division up. Either you try to survive or you're going to get laid out like Kell Brook did it versus Triple G. Like Hearns with Hagler. Like Duran with Hearns. It's not rocket science, folks. This shit is not rocket science. Why y'all making it seem like it's rocket science? I know. Hey, yo, pinche. I know. They'll believe it. My brother, they'll believe they're that lost. The Bud Crawford fans are that delusional. To be honest, I think I never met delusional fans like this anymore. I think that Earl Spin's victory, I got to say that probably the Earl Spence victory probably should be one of the greatest uplifting victories of any fighter to the point that people think that he's the second coming of Jesus. They think that Bud Crawford could walk on water now. They don't care what happened at 154 for Madrimov. The only reason they have, because this is the only fight that ignited any talk of Canelo Alvarez versus Bud Crawford. It's because they're so mind effed, so in the clouds with the performance of Earl Spence that they believe that Bud could be Mike Tyson in his prime, could be Alexander Usyk. They believe that. They believe that. If it was the conversation, they'll believe it. I ain't never seen nobody mind fuck like this before. He said tres. Crawford moving up to face Canelo is like Canelo moving up to. No, it's not. Because that's one division. Crawford moving up to face Canelo is like Canelo moving up to face Usyk. 2 division up. Struggled versus Bivol. And then let's go to the middle. Let's go to heavyweight. Since I struggle with Bivol, let's go to middleweight. Let's go to heavyweight. And let's see if I could cut it. And then there's gonna be a whole bunch of Canelo Alvarez fans. If they was delusional, would be like, I think that Canelo Alvarez could beat Alexander Usyk because we've seen Alexander Usyk get dropped in the pros already, and we ain't never seen Canelo Alvarez get dropped. Could you imagine that talk? Can you imagine that talk, ladies and gentlemen? These Bud fans will say that Canelo Alvarez fans are delusional if after the Dimitri Bivol fight, Canelo Alvarez goes to the heavyweight division to face Alexander Usyk, and because Alexander Usyk doesn't have power like that, he's not known, not that he doesn't has power, but he's not a knockout artist. They're gonna be like, Canelo Alvarez could survive with his chin, and Usyk, you know what I'm saying? He lost. He. As a matter of fact, Usyk lost to Sean Porter in the amateurs. They'll do that shit with Bud Crawford too. Hey yo, Alexander Usyk lost to Sean Porter in the amateurs, and Bud Crawford beat Sean Porter. So I do think that Bud could go up to the to heavyweight. I mean, he's special. Roy Jones Jr. is special, and Roy Jones Jr. went from 154, and he managed to go to heavyweight. And beat John Ruiz. I think that Bud could do it. Being on hardcore has gotten so watered down. The community, the boxing community, has become so watered down. From and you know why I'm making fun of a lot of shit now? Y'all notice the people that have been following the channel for a long time. I said I'm here to preserve the sport of boxing, to preserve the modern day warriors, modern day gladiators, the one that put their life on the line for pure entertainment. I lost that. I lost that maybe because of this community, because I thought that this community truly, for the most part, there's a lot of there's hardcores and a lot of people I do respect and like talking boxing to. But the more years and months went by, I've noticed that people truly don't study this game like this. It's just it's tribalistic, it's narrative pushing, is you don't have too many intellectual boxing conversations anymore. I like him, so he's gonna beat him. And that's the talk. I don't like this boxing channel. I don't like what he's saying, so I'm going to debunk him. Doesn't matter, I believe. I just don't like that he's saying it. I don't like Earl Spence because I don't like this channel that pumps Earl Spence. I don't like Teofimo Lopez because I don't like that guy punch from boxing that be pumping Teofimo Lopez. I don't like him because I like my black fighters. I'm going for Bud Crawford because I'm black, and I'm going for Canelo because I'm Mexican. And that's why we got Gervonta Tan Davis versus Jake Paul. Is the reason why Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. We got David, the same guy that's supposed to put Canelo versus the same guy that's supposed to put Canelo versus David Benavidez. That's supposed to be the quote unquote savior. Is putting David Benavidez versus Anthony Yarde. He's putting David Benavidez and Anthony Yarde. And Beterbiev is the mandatory challenger to whoever holds a WBC world title, and they're putting David Benavidez and Beterbiev in the same card without fighting each other. But this is the guy that y'all be popping your ass pimples. Y'all pop Turkey out Shake's ass pimples. But if this was another, if this was another promoter or whatever, you guys will be saying, why Al Heyman is not putting David Benavidez versus Beterbiev, and Beterbiev is the WBC mandatory. Bivol is out with an injury. Why are you putting this Anthony Yarde fight and not Benavidez and Beterbiev? But no, if this was Top Rank, y'all be saying, "Yo, Bob." If this was Golden Boy Promotions, you got. If this was Eddie Hearn, but because it's Turkey out Shake, we see Anthony Yarde and Benavidez and Beterbiev versus I don't even know who the fuck he fighting. But that's okay, right? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Y'all like this card? Hmm? Y'all like this card? Who's in the co-main? And Billy and Lester Martinez. And then what else? What else? What else? They won't say that. Hey, yo, they won't. You know that these guys won't. They won't dare say that. They won't dare say that. This card is straight up trash. This card is trash. Let's be real. Let's be honest, man. Let's be real. Let's be honest. This shit is trash. You know why? because the main event is a mismatch. That's number one. The main event is a mismatch. It just got the names, but it's a mismatch. Lester Martinez and M. Billy. It's a good fight. It's just a good fight. But two guys that still haven't proven themselves. M. Billy just beat Sergey Derevchenko. Everybody already beat Sergey Derevchenko. Danny Jacobs, Triple G, Jermell Charlo. Everybody beat Sergey Derevchenko. And he went to a decision with Sergey Derevchenko, the old man that was out. And you don't even got Emiliano Vargas. Not to diss the Vargas, but ain't nobody was talking about the big brother like that. Nobody talks about Junior. This card is trash. And I think that with the money with Netflix and the money with Turkey I'll Shake, that these people would have put a way better card. This shit is straight up trash. And y'all know it. Y'all know it. Y'all know it. Y'all know it. Y'all won't say it. Why we don't hold them? Why we don't hold this guy accountable like we hold everybody else accountable? Why y'all scared of this man or something like that? Like what? Y'all think he's listening to y'all, reading y'all comments and shit like that? Hmm? So anything that you don't agree with it is stupid. The Netflix number gonna flop anyway. So no, it's not stupid. I think that boxing has so many talent that we shouldn't be in the business of shrinking our sport. I think that um a Canelo David Benavidez with the money that's already that Turkey I'll Shake and the Prince and Netflix now on the table, I think they would have given they would have given enough money for both of these men to say yes. It's not hard to make that fight. I think at 154, Terrence Bud Crawford. Think about how 154 look right now. I mean, now everybody is saying what I've been saying about the 154-pound division. Finally, everybody now is saying that the 154-pound division is fire, is deep, is stacked. I've been saying that shit for years since I started my channel. Imagine with Terrence Bud Crawford there. I think that Bud Crawford and Virgil Ortiz could very well do a good stadium fight at 154 in Texas. I think that Boots and Bud will sell out an arena in New York, Barclays Center, Vegas. I think that Fundura and Virgil Ortiz will sell out an arena. Why Turkey I'll Shake? Put it this way. Put it this way. Don't you think that this is a great card? Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez, and in the co-main event, Virgil Ortiz versus Terrence Bud Crawford. Wow. I'm thinking that's the type of turkey I thought with unlimited money. I'm thinking I'm going to watch that. With the type of money that Turkey Al Sheikh got, I think he's underperforming right now. David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez in the main event and the co-main Terrence Bud Crawford versus Virgil Ortiz. Yes, it's doable. Remember, we had Floyd Mayweather versus Miguel Cotto, and in the co-main event, we had Canelo Alvarez versus Shane Mosley. Oh yeah, Golden Boy Promotions did that. Golden Boy Promotions and Al Heyman hooked that shit up. Oh yeah, it could happen. I seen it before. I seen Tito Trinidad, Julio Cesar Chavez, Mike Tyson. We seen them in the same card before. a matter of fact, I seen Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao and Lomachenko was in the what was in the co-main event. I seen it happen. So you're telling me that you're giving me Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Bud Crawford in the co-main event. You're giving me just Lester and Billy, and then Wash and Vargas Jr. Fuck out of here, bro. Fuck out of here. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. But anyway, let's talk more about this fight tomorrow. I try to be more positive tomorrow. How about that? I try to be a little bit more positive because I still, these both of these guys are two Hall of Famers, two pound for pound fighters, two guys that's gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer, highly respectable accomplishment. You know, it's not about truly the fighters. I just don't like the narrative. I don't like how people is just trying to shit on just Canelo to uplift this mismatch to a 50-50 fight. It's not a it's not a fight that the boxing fans or I was ever asking for. This is just Turkey Al Sheikh's pipe dream. And I feel like boxing is in a position where there's a lot of great matchups to be made. And if the powers that be stop being greedy and just give us the damn fight that we asked for instead of putting just being greedy, like just give us the give the sport the fight that the fans are asking for, man. We don't know if we ever gonna see Bud again, and we don't know. And the next time we're gonna see Canelo Alvarez is probably gonna be in Cinco de Mayo. This fight does nothing to uplift the sport of boxing because either guy could retire any day. What keeps boxing going is the tradition of boxing of best fight in the best, and then that best fighter eventually fights this up and coming young fighter that's proven, and then there's a passing of the torch fight. And that's how boxing goes. When Archie Moore fought the Ali's, Sonny Liston fought the Ali's, and then Ali's had to fight the Foremans and the Spinks and you had Mike and you fought that Ali fought Holmes, and that Holmes fought Mike Tyson, and and from Ali passing the torch to Holmes, Holmes passing the torch to Tyson, and Tyson's and the Holyfields and the Lennox Lewis, and then they try to pass the torch, and then the Klitschko passes the torch to the Tyson Furies and the AJs, and then the AJs and the Deontay Wilder has to fight, and then the Tyson Fury, and there's some passing of the torch fight, but then the young fighter doesn't beat them, like Floyd Mayweather tried to pass the torch to Canelo, just like um what was I was gonna say this other fight. Manny Pacquiao tried to pass it to Thurman to enter into a new era. That's what keeps boxing going. So if Canelo would have fought David Benavidez, it was rightfully so. And if David Benavidez traditionally beats Canelo to passing of the torch, now we into the David Benavidez. Just like Oscar De La Hoya beat Hector Camacho, right? Hector Camacho beat Sugar Ray Leonard. Hector Camacho lost to Floyd Mayweather. I'm sorry, Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya beat Pernell Whitaker. Oscar De La Hoya beat Chavez. Now it's the Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya loses to Floyd Mayweather. Oscar De La Hoya loses to Manny. You understand? In the end of the day, the best fighting the best, but then that face of boxing, that the best then has to face that up and coming, and that's how. But this fight is not that. It's two guys that's just gonna probably retire after the fight because there's so much money. He said, "Punch drunk boxing, let it go." No, I ain't gonna let it go to the 13th. I'm not gonna let it go because I gotta create the content. I'm not gonna let it go. Usyk tried to pass the torch to Danny Dubois. He just ain't take it. Just ain't take it. I ain't gonna let that shit go. Because if we keep accepting mismatches and make it a big event, then everything is gonna be then everything is gonna be a mismatch. Think about it. If we keep accepting mismatches and making it a big event, just like these other fights, the Jake Pauls and Gervonta Tan Davis, then all these guys are gonna fight exhibitions. What's the point of there to be great if there's no if the prize is low risk, high reward? We gotta understand that there's fights where genuinely fighters want to dare to be great, and then there's other fights where these fighters are just gonna take it because the money is just too good to say no. Anyway, we back tomorrow. Love you. God bless, and on to the next.